We've got three very attractive exploration projects in Guinea, in the Segiri Basin of Guinea in West Africa, which is an emerging Tier 1 gold province.
Hello to those tuning in to the Assay TV, where today we're delighted to be joined by Martin Pawlitschek, the President, CEO and Director of Sanu Gold, who are currently focused on exploring 3 high-quality gold permits in West Africa. So welcome, Martin. Great to have you on the Assay TV.
Good morning, Katie. Thanks a lot for having us on your interview.
Okay, so let's just kick things off with a brief explanation of your 3 projects with Sanu Gold.
Okay, sure. We've got 3 very attractive exploration projects in Guinea, in the Segiri Basin of Guinea in West Africa, which is an emerging Tier 1 gold province. Our total land package is just under 300 square kilometers, and we've been fortunate to be able to define extensive gold structures on all 3 permits. Some of them are up to 9-10 kilometers in strike length, and we have had 2 discoveries to date on 2 of our projects. Each time we drilled our first program, we made a discovery. And just as a way of background, this is the first time these properties have ever been drilled.
Excellent. So in a broader sense, what makes Guinea an attractive mining jurisdiction for gold?
Guinea's been a well-established player in the mining industry in West Africa for several decades now. They're best known for their bauxite mining. Annual bauxite export is number 2 globally, makes up about 25% of the globally traded bauxite volume. They're also the number 1 country in terms of known and established high quality bauxite reserves. Other than that, they're number 20 globally in gold production, annual gold output, then on place 20. With well over 600,000 ounces produced and growing. There's an active exploration scene now. And also to add to Guinea's mining endowment, it's a very significant part of their GDP, about 18%, and makes up 75% of their export revenue. And they're an emerging iron ore producer. They have some truly world-class size and quality iron ore projects that are now being put into development with a consortium led by Rio Tinto. But just focusing back in on the gold, there's a very significant gold province, which is similar to the other gold provinces in West Africa. This province is the Segiri Basin. It sits in the northeast of the country, central north. And it has a couple of very large mines that have been producing since the mid-1990s. One of them is operated by AngloGold Ashanti, and the other one by Nordgold. One of the mines produces just under 300,000 ounces per annum. The other one around 165,000 ounces per annum. But more importantly for us also, the province is highly endowed, very underexplored. And a good example of the success that can be had in the region is the Bantabaye project, which was discovered in 2020 by an Australian junior company, very similar to Sanu Gold. They had been exploring their gold properties in Guinea there for a couple of years to find nice targets, and then in 2020 drilled their discovery holes. Their share price then went, their market capitalization then went from 4 million Australian to 400 million in the space of 18 months when they drilled out. They went from discovery to resource. The initial resource was at 3.5 million, and they did this at a very, very cost competitive cost per ounce, less than $4 per ounce, to go from discovery to initial resource, which is highly competitive on a global scale. So we're obviously looking to emulate this type of success.
So in terms of your own success, can you tell us then, give us an overview of what's been happening so far at your own projects?
We have, as I alluded to earlier on, we have completed systematic surface geochemistry across all 3 of our permits, even before listing. We listed in July last year, so we're quite a young company. We collected over 16,000 surface geochemical samples prior to listing. And from that, we defined kilometer scale gold trends on all 3 permits. We followed up the most important of those with a systematic program of auger drilling. Auger drilling is a very very fast, light tool to drill through the surface cover. It then defines where your gold is coming from in the bedrock. We've done about 35,000 meters of that type of drilling. And our first drill testing program, for drill testing, we use RC, reverse circulation, which is again, quite a cost-effective and fast drilling technique, which allows you to drill much deeper than auger drilling. We did our first drilling program in late last year. That resulted in a discovery at our Guinea project. It was really only on one target that we drill tested properly, or partially even, I should say. And earlier this year, a few weeks back, we announced a second discovery on our Bantabaye project, with some very significant intercepts that came out of a very significant gold trend there as well. So we're set to continue along that success, but we have more targets to test, quite large ones, and we need to follow up on the very exciting intercepts we had at both at Guinea and at Bantabaye.
So if you're going to summarize a few milestones for investors to look out for in the coming months, how would you summarize those?
Continued news flow from the drill bit. We have some more drill holes from our Bantabaye project. Those targets there have more drill holes to come, basically more results to come. There we had a drill intercept of over 15 meters at about 11.4 grams just recently. So it's a highly significant, very high grade interval. That structure is still wide open, down dip and along strike. And we have had gold intercepts on other targets along that same trend. They're still also quite shallow and quite open. We have to remember this is just the first round of drilling, so the drill density is very light. From those successes, we'll look to go back with systematic drilling to eventually determine where we will have resources.
Excellent. Certainly sounds like there's a lot in store for Sanu Gold. And I thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for your time, Katie, and it was a pleasure to be on your show.